Hey guys, what's up? Chad here over at Breweries in PA, and I am with
Matt from Breweries in PA.
and we are just here to announce the winners of our 2021 Reader's Choice Award. First, we want to say thank you to everyone who participated in this. Our mission of our company has always remained the same, and that's to highlight, showcase, and have fun with Pennsylvania craft beer in any way possible. And we feel like that was accomplished as a part of this contest. Matt? We had how much interaction on this?
So across 14 categories, we had 140 breweries nominated, and we had about 100,000 votes during that month-long contest. So and trust us, we did see a lot of very strong opinions on our social media. So some liked it, and some had some opinions. So,
but we like it either way. Hey, if you got an opinion about something, definitely let us know. So the way this is going to work is obviously we're going to share who won in each category. We'll announce the top three in each category and then share the winner, and then just a few talking points on why they may have won. At the end of the day, you guys are the reason that they won, so we're not here to tell you why they won, but if you've never been to these breweries, if you've never explored these breweries before, we want to give you a couple talking points on maybe the reasons that you should.
I'll kick it off with Best Stout in Pennsylvania. So the top three nominations that we had had the most votes, right, Chad? So was Carl the Great from Broken Goblet,
which won last year, I believe.
Won last year. Sunny Side Up from Pizza Boy,
absolutely delicious,
and Ralphius from Free Will. So the winner, Ralphius from Free Will. So at 15.6%, this Russian-style Imperial Stout was aged in bourbon barrels. It's released every Black Friday across a wide variety of flavors. And 2021 release saw 17 variants. So, and I know they had a line like a mile down the street. So, yearly thing that they do, and obviously very popular.
Right, next, we are going to go with best social media presence. And the top three vote getters in this category were Trogs, Levante, and Broken Goblet. And your winner for best social media is Trogs. So Trogs takes home best social media, and maybe some of the reasons why they took home best social media is, first off, they've got over 250,000 followers across Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, 250,000 people following them. That's pretty big. Not only that, if you follow Trogs on social media, they do an amazing job of giving you behind-the-scenes look at the beer making process, the beer releases, and they do a really cool thing where they actually, on a seasonal basis, will talk about beers that should pair well with food that you might be eating. We'll release articles regularly that showcase those. So Trogs does an amazing job keeping their followers well informed beyond just what releases are happening, but really giving you an education.
All right, so next we have best food. Okay, so the top three vote getters were Wolf Brewing, Trogs Brewing again, and Iron Hill. So Iron Hill takes home best food in the state. So over 10 brewing locations throughout PA, each has their own craft kitchen. They opened full-scale production tap room in Exton, PA in 2021. So if you haven't been to an Iron Hill, it feels like they are everywhere.
Yeah,
so you shouldn't have one
too far without reaching one. And no surprise there. I mean, if you've ever been to an Iron Hill, the food there is top-notch and really good quality. And next is sour. Best sour in Pennsylvania. So we had our top three vote getters being Cellarworks with their Cherry Pie Baked Whip. Second Sin with It's Cobbler in Time. I always say that wrong, but I'm glad I got that right first shot. It's Cobbler in Time Peach. And lastly, Victory Tart Monkey. So those were our top three vote getters. And the winner in this category is Cherry Pie Baked Whip by Cellarworks Brewing out of Sarver, PA. If you're not familiar, that's Butler County, Sarver, PA. So that is a 6% smoothie style sour brewed with cinnamon, brown sugar, lactose, vanilla, and as they say, an irresponsible amount of sweet cherry. That sounds absolutely delicious, even coming out of my mouth. And this is actually a part of their Baked Whip series. Now, I have actually had this beer along with many others from the Baked Whip series, and I can say this is a well-deserved win. The beer's just, I don't know, it's got a lot of flavor to it. It's got a really intense profile. So very well deserved, and congratulations to Cellarworks.
All right, so next we have best music venue in Pennsylvania. So our top three, breweries that got the votes were Levante Stables, Shy Bear, and Broken Goblet. So, Broken Goblet takes it away. So, Broken Goblet opened their new brewery location after moving in 2019, and their music stage used to belong to David Bowie. What more can you say?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's, truth be told, not to, toot their horn by any means, but it's going to be tough to beat them when David Bowie once played on your stage. That's pretty remarkable, to say the least.
We have an article up on the website that profiles the new brewery when they opened up a couple years ago, and I think they have more sound and audio equipment than some concert venues in Philly.
So, hey, Broken Goblet, if the whole beer thing doesn't work out, you've obviously got a good plan to go on. Thankfully, your beer's really good, so no issues there. Coming up next, we're going to go with Beer Series, Best Beer Series. So in this case, we've got our top three vote getters as Trogs with their Scratch Series, Evergreen with the Sorbetto Series, which I think I'm saying right, although I've heard people, I think, say Sorbetto maybe. I don't know. If you drink it, you know what I'm talking about. And then lastly, and I got this right last time, I'm hoping I don't get it wrong this time, Second Sin with its Cobbler in Time. I always want to say Clobber in Time. That's why I always get it wrong. It's Cobbler in Time. All three great series. And your winner in this one is Trogs with their Scratch Series. So at this point, anyone watching the video probably knows about this Scratch Series. You may not have had the Scratch Series before because it is brewed on a smaller scale than their mass distributed beers are. However, they're a very popular series, obviously, given that they've won. But they're up to over, I believe, or almost over 450 beers in this series. And not only do they have 450 that they've put out, these beers sometimes go on to be mass-produced beer in their regular lineup. For example, Field Study beer started as a Scratch Series beer. So if they do well enough, they're obviously moved on to the big boy system and brewed accordingly. So congratulations to Trogs on Scratch Series.
All right, moving right along, we have Best Beer Can in Pennsylvania. So Alien Church from Tired Hands, Not a Game from Lost Tavern, and Mad Elf from Trogs were the top three. And Not a Game from Lost Tavern actually won. Produced by Lost Tavern out of Lehigh Valley, this 10% hazy IPA features Allen Iverson as the beer can artwork. The name pays homage to the famous practice rant that I think we've all seen.
Not a game.
I think we've all seen the memes, right? So
talking about practice.
I remember when this came out, it was hard. Everybody was trying to get
very
their hands on
difficult beer
it,
to get.
so.
Very difficult beer to get. So obviously a well-deserved win out of those guys.
Right.
So we will keep moving right along with Best Beer Garden. So our top three vote getters here are Wolf Brewing, Levante Stables. So for those of you that don't know, Levante has two locations. They have their main tap room in Westchester, and then they have what are called the Stables, the Levante Stables. And then Warwick Farm Brewing. And the winner here is the team over at Warwick Farm Brewing. So no surprise here, if you've ever been to Warwick, you've probably only ever enjoyed their beer garden because they are currently working on building a tap room. So that is their main consumption area. Mm-hmm. Yet despite that, they do an amazing job making that a premier venue in the area. Warwick Farm sits on about 20 plus acres of land. They are always hosting events. They had their flannel event there. They had their obviously anniversary there. They really kind of pull out all the stops, if you will, when it comes to having an event there. They host other breweries regularly. I know 10-7 poured there, mm-hmm. Pizza Boy poured there. I think Trogs might have poured there. Yep. McCall poured there. So those guys really open up that thing and make it an absolutely great time. So again, no fluke that they won here. It's a beautiful location. If you're ever out in Bucks County, mm-hmm. we highly recommend to visit.
So, we're going to move on to Best Collab in the state for 2021. So the top three vote getters were PA Pride, which was obviously a statewide collaboration that we actually helped in. Stigma Crusher, which is from Odd Logic, and Pointing South, which is a collab with New Trail and Levante.
Yeah.
So the winner is Stigma Crusher, which was brewed by Odd Logic out of Bristol, PA, in collaboration with imperial yeast. It's a 5.5% hazy pale ale, brewed with citrus, simcoe, and Azaka, and it has bursts of citrus, tangerine, and pineapple. So it was most recently released this past December in 2021, and the proceeds were donated to NAMI of Bucks County, which is dedicated to improving the lives of individuals and families affected by mental illness through recovery-focused support. So I know they had released this a couple times, and I actually talked to Tim about it. So I'm glad to see it. One is for a good cause, right? So yeah, congrats to Odd Logic.
Amazing cause, amazing cause. And as I look out the corner of my eye at the laptop and I see behind us, we've got a little friend here hanging out. So he's going to hang out for the rest because I'm not getting up and changing that. That's how we do here at BIPA. These are the productions that we do. Moving right along, we are going to go with best beer name. So best beer name. So the top three we have here are Long John by Yards. For those of you that are not in the Philadelphia area, that is Long John. John, however you want to say it. That is everything and it's nothing all at the same time. So Long John by Yards, Oats and Hose by Haymauer out of Mechanicsburg, and then The Asshole of the Sea by Voodoo Brewing. And the winner here, and maybe no surprise, The Asshole of the Sea takes it home by Voodoo Brewing. So Voodoo, they're one of those breweries that have locations everywhere. So exactly where they're from, technically Meadville. However, you can find them almost anywhere in the western part of the state, starting to drift towards the eastern part. So The Asshole of the Sea comes from a Happy Madison movie named Strange Wilderness. The character, and his name escapes me now, essentially refers to sharks as the asshole of the sea. So that's how it got its name.
Wrong.
It's a 10.5% hazy IPA with Australian Galaxy and U.S. Citra and Strata.
Well, let's move on to best IPA. So a lot of voting in this category, I think. So the top three.
Go figure, people like their IPAs.
People like their IPAs, although the next year is going to be the lager year. So top three for best IPA are Third Orbit from New Trail, Juice Juicy from Evergreen, and Dirt Wolf from Victory. So Juice Juicy from Evergreen has won. Produced by Evergreen out of Camp Hill, PA. It's a 6% hazy IPA, described as a strong, malty backbone supporting a hop character of dank, resinous hops. Very piney and citrusy. I think a lot of us have had this by this point, so if you see it and haven't had it yet, give it a shot. Best IPA in PA.
Congrats to Evergreen. So the next we have Best Tap Room. Best Tap Room. And here are our three finalists. We have Dancing Gnome out of Pittsburgh, PA. Wolf out of Mechanicsburg. And then finally Trogs out of obviously Hershey, Central PA. Everyone knows them at this point. And the winner here is Trogs. And this kind of speaks to some reasons that they won in other categories, and it's just that they have a very inviting, very large, very spacious area for you to enjoy. It's kind of, much like their social media win. They've got all of this going on, right? And that kind of translates to the tap room as well. If you've ever been there, it's high vaulted ceilings. You're right in front of production. They've got the snack bar and the food, the kitchen area,
tables, right?
Extremely long table. It's just a really good area to just kind of chill, relax. They're open very early, lunch, obviously dinner. The Scratch series that you can get, you've got the general store, the gift shop right next to it as well. It's just an experience. It's an experience. We highly recommend you make the trip out to Hershey and experience everything that Trogs has to offer. So congratulations to them.
So we are now at Best Overall Brewery in PA for 2021. So the top three were Trogs again, Shy Bear, and Warwick Farm Brewing. So Trogs actually takes this one again too. They first opened in 1996. They produce over 100,000 barrels of beer a year, and originally opened and still operated by brothers John and Chris Trogner. So if you haven't seen either one of them on social media, just go on their social media. So
and what can you not say about our friends back? What can you not say about Trogs that we haven't already said at this point, right? They they've done it right. They've done it right. They've made beer that's approachable, but they've also made beer that is also well sought after. We all saw what happened with Double Nugget Nectar last year and how much people really wanted to go after that beer. All things considered, we see their Scratch series are getting chased after. Yeah, just about a year ago now. It's beer that people want, and I really think it's a testament to the fact that the Trogner brothers and the entire Trogs family and operating staff, the fact that they've built something so large yet still so sought after, right? You can tend to lose the spirit of who you are and what you do when you get that big, and truthfully, I believe Trogs has not lost that. I really do think that they're still doing things the way they intended to 20, 30 years ago at this point.
They consistently rank as one of the top 50 breweries in the United States by overall beer volume, and they're also a 20-time Great American Beer Fest winners.
And now we come to our final category, number 14, and that would be Best New Brewery in Pennsylvania. Now this category, I was excited to see that, kind of had the same thing happen this year as we did last year, and what that was is essentially, kind of, as we were getting to the final days, it was really neck and neck between two different breweries. Other breweries came in and went, if you will, but two breweries really kind of battled it out for that top spot. We had that happen last year with the folks out of Pine Knotter and McCall. They kind of were the same way, and now we had it this year as well. So it's really cool to see that, because to me what that says is they have a really passionate fan base, right? You opened up and people are excited to support you, and that's what this is about. I mean, at the end of the day, whether you came in first or you came in third or sixth, seventh, whatever it was, it doesn't really matter. It means that people actually care about you and support you, and that's what we all want.
And they were either ends of the state too, which was also interesting.
Yeah. So the two we're talking about, I mean, we'll list the three that were in final contention, but the two we're talking about is Von C Brewing in Norristown and Necromancer out in Pittsburgh. So it was cool to see for sure. But that being said, we had obviously Von C and Necromancer in the top two, and then Wolf Brewing as well. Wolf, which is a name you've heard a lot today at this point. They've been nominated for a lot, but they also got in the top three a lot. Obviously, unfortunately, no wins today by any means, but that's a brewery that I highly recommend everyone check out. It's in a beautiful space, beautiful, great food menu, great beer menu,
beautiful too.
Tap room, the whole nine. So check them out. But like I said, it really kind of came down to Von C and Necromancer in this one. And your winner here is Von C out of Norristown. So congratulations to Von C. They obviously opened last year, June of last year. So Von C, for those of you that don't know, have a really good story. If anyone is familiar with the history of brewing in Pennsylvania, you may be familiar with the Schmitz Brewing brand that goes back really to the 1800s at this point. And the family that runs Von C are direct descendants from Schmitz Brewing. So for all intents and purposes, Schmitz Brewing, reputation, history, lineage lives on today in 2022. And actually, to this day, their OG Pills is a direct recipe from the Schmitz brand. They hired one of the very last Schmitz brewers to come out of that organization, and that person essentially helped them develop what is called the OG Pills today. So there you have it. That obviously wraps us up in all 14 categories. Obviously, want to say thank you again to everyone who participated in this, were active in it. It was a really good time. For those, we always get the comments every time we do this or our March Madness about like voting totals. Can we trust everything? I want everyone to rest assured our system actually snuffed out fraudulent votes this time. I'll pop a screenshot in the video right now to even show you what I'm talking about. But we were able to, or the system was able to snuff out any votes that looked fraudulent. So you can rest assured that everyone who won today is on the up and up. More importantly, congratulations to everyone who was entered, who was nominated, even to those breweries that weren't nominated. This state, we always say it, obviously, this state is rich with craft beer, and you shouldn't be visiting just these 14 breweries, but you should be visiting all damn near 450 in the state, and any chance you can get.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for voting.
And be on the lookout. These awards will come with physical awards, so we will be getting those to the winning breweries, whether that's us visiting them on site or getting them in the mail, whatever is easiest for all parties involved. But thank you very much. As always, can't wait to see you next year.